Can AI actually create a best-selling coloring book from scratch, or is it just hype? So I went into Amazon and analyzed 10 best-selling coloring books to figure out what exactly makes people buy them. And then I tried something crazy. I used AI to build one from scratch using those exact patterns. But before we get into that, I needed to test something first. I started by studying 10 of the top selling coloring books on Amazon, and I noticed 5 clear patterns. The first one is strong clickable covers. The second one is bold, thick outlines for easy coloring. The third one is niche specific targeting, not generic audience. The fourth one is SEO optimized titles and keywords. And the fifth one is strong marketing positioning behind them. But instead of overthinking it, I wanted to see if AI could actually apply these patterns in real time. So I started with ChatGPT to build the foundation of the book. So I'm saying, hi ChatGPT, pardon my typo. If I mention some specific coloring book bestsellers on Amazon, would you be able to know them and study them from the images and whatever other thing you find on them online? Now, the reason I'm doing this is because since I'm unable to attach multiple images or multiple files on ChatGPT so that ChatGPT can study them all at once, I wanted to know if I can use just the name that you can find on Amazon. And ChatGPT confirms that yes, if you mention the books, it can be able to analyze them. And so I'm telling ChatGPT, okay, I recently analyzed 10 best-selling coloring books, and then I noticed 5 clear patterns that they all have in common. You know, strong clickable covers, bold thick outlines for easy coloring, niche specific targeting, SEO optimized titles, strong marketing positioning. And I want to use that to build my own coloring book to give it that best-selling potential. But first of all, I'm going to list all of the best-selling coloring books so that you can have an in-depth study and analysis on them for yourself, so that you can give me a better foundation and structure for my book when I request it. So I go ahead and give ChatGPT all of the 10 coloring books that are selling well on Amazon. And I say, now study these coloring books. And ChatGPT goes ahead, studies the pattern, and begins to analyze based on what it studied. And you can see all of these things that are super common amongst all those books that I mentioned. So now that we have all of this information, now I'm going to say, I would like to create a coloring book of my own. Based on this analysis you have given above, can you give me one book idea, not 2, not 10, just one that best falls into the same pattern that these sellers have? And I'm saying, just to be specific, I need the book idea, I need the title, I need the niche / the theme direction, I need the audience category, I need the coloring page structure and style, and the cover page structure and psychology. And honestly, this part worked better than I expected. It actually gave me a solid structured idea for the book. You can see the book idea is tiny human things, and we have all of the title here, the niche direction, the audience category, and everything we requested for ChatGPT, well structured. So now I had the concept. The next thing is to start getting the pages and of course the prompt for the pages. By the way, if you're finding this helpful, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe so when next I drop more helpful videos like this one, you will be the very first to see it. And now I'm telling ChatGPT, all right, I want you to create the pages, and I'm looking at 12 coloring pages. So that's 24 pages overall. And I need it to have the whole coloring page structure and styling to it. So give me the coloring pages the way they are in the scenes. Remember, you said bestsellers do well when there are things in the background. That's what ChatGPT said. So give me unique scenes for that. And they should be very detailed because I'm going to be using AI for this. I need it to feel hand-drawn, not overly AI generated. And I need the outlines to be very thick, clean, and complete. To give it a unique feel, the background can have, different hand-drawn kind of frames as you find in Coco Wile. Sometimes it may be like 3D, sometimes it could be square with curved edges, sometimes it could be a unique wobbly shape, So this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. In this case, this is more like a 3D kind of shape. In this case, this is more like a square, not a straight square per se, a square with curved edges, and you can see the flowers at the edge, different frames like that, making it really unique. And now ChatGPT goes ahead to give me all of that. You can see the page 1 all the way to the page 12. And then I started thinking, if AI understands this well, could it actually generate the first real coloring page itself? And so I tested it. I copied the page 1, all of the prompts in it, and I pasted what I copied from the first coloring page that ChatGPT gave. But before we enter, I also go ahead to go all the way down and copy the AI generation rules. And I also paste it here as well, just so that the prompt is super complete and super detailed. And so I tested it. Okay, yeah, this is where things start to break. The output looks okay, but not exactly the style of the coloring page that we're going for. I mean, it doesn't really even fit into like the bestseller category. It looks cool, but then again, the outlines are not so bold. You can see the TV here is facing backwards. Not exactly what we are aiming for KDP. So this is already a problem. And this is the issue with general AI tools. They can understand ideas perfectly. I mean, they can help you with strategy, but execution is where things fall apart. And this is where I realized I needed something more specialized. So I switched to a tool that I've been testing recently. This one is specifically built for turning prompts into clean, structured visual outputs, especially for things like coloring pages. All right, let's actually start building the first pages. So I headed into the text to coloring page, which will allow me to put in my prompt and convert it into a coloring book. So I copied the prompt from the first page. I pasted it here, and as well, I included the rules on what the AI tool should avoid. For the difficulty level, I chose teenagers. If you check the difficulty level, it gives you options to keep the complexity as minimum as possible or increase it as high as you want. So I'm going to leave it at teenagers. For the dimension, I'm going to leave it as square. I'll generate one batch, and I'm going to go ahead and generate. Wow. The images are bold, the outlines are clear and complete. Even the frame has some very unique effect around it. I love this. And I'm going to download this. Now, just to show you how well this really works, I'm going to go ahead and do for the next page. So I copied that for the page 2 as well. Every other feature remaining the same, and I'm going to hit generate now. Can you see the result? This is super amazing, and it's giving that cozy vibe. You can see in terms of the consistency, in the detail, in the outline, in the thickness, in the creativity, following the exact prompt. And this is why I actually like this AI tool. So again, I'm going to go back into ChatGPT, and I'm going to do for the page 3. I'm just going to copy it just to double verify. So every other feature again remains the same, and I'm going to go ahead and generate now. Can you see this? This is so beautiful as well. No distortions, and this is so good. Now, one common issue that AI has is with detail control. Because of the intensity of details, it could give some distorted images, but using this AI tool makes your coloring pages version way better. Of course, I'm not going to make you watch every single page I'm generating, so I'm just going to go ahead and follow the same generation process. So I've gone ahead to generate all of the images, and as I kept generating the images, I noticed something interesting. Not just the style being correct, but you can see the uniformity in terms of the outlines, the thickness, the consistency. And usually general AI tools, it's usually a problem using them for scaling. And this is one of the reasons why this tool is really good, because it helps maintain consistency across outputs. So be honest, do you think AI can actually create a coloring book that becomes a bestseller on Amazon? Comment yes or no in the comment section, and if possible, tell me why. I want to see what you think before the final result. Now, this AI tool that I used, it's actually not completely free. It actually has a whole lot of features you can use, but in order for you to be able to leverage it just the way I'm using, you would need to be subscribed to the pricing plan. I'm currently on the hobby, as you can see here, so it allows me to be able to generate a lot. So if you are really into, starting your KDP journey, I suggest that you go for either the hobby or the professional, because it gives you a lot of, credits and opportunities for you to leverage all of the features. However, if you just want to really, test things out just to see how it is, you could start with the starter plan. But if you want to really scale upwards, you could also leverage like the business. And there's currently a 30% discount off on the yearly plan. So you get to save a lot while, of course, leveraging this AI tool. I'm not sure how long this discount is going to be on, but of course, you want to leverage it while it's still on. There's also the monthly plan as well. So you can see the monthly plan, but the yearly plan, you can see that it's way more cheaper. So the link to the AI tool, I've linked it in the description. So you want to go ahead, click the link and check it out. I've also gone ahead to download each of these, and I will be compiling them in Canva. Back in Canva, I already created the page using the exact dimension from KDP Help Topics, and I'm just simply adding them one by one. I've also applied the margins as well. So I'm just applying them one by one, zooming them out just to fit the page, but not exceeding the bleed line. And I'm going to be giving, of course, a space after each, just like so. This is how I literally did it for all of the images. So I'm not adding all of the images in Canva, and the next is to create the cover page. So I asked ChatGPT, now give me the detailed prompt with color to use in creating the cover page using your composition psychology. And ChatGPT, of course, gave this. However, the prompt was way too long, so I had to tell ChatGPT to, shorten it. So I said, can you compress the prompt a little? And ChatGPT goes ahead to compress it. Now, I copied all of the prompts here, headed into this same AI tool, and I pasted it here. Now, this time, I'm going to be using this same AI tool to generate the cover page as well as the colored version. So the prompt is imputed here, all other features remaining the same. And this time I'm generating 2 batches just so that I can pick the best one. And now I'm going to hit generate. This AI tool has gone ahead to generate, and this is looking good. I'm going to go with this one. Why? Because it doesn't have frame. I really don't want the cover page to have a frame around it. So I'm going to go with this one. Now, this same AI tool has a feature for colorized drawing where you can put in your image and you can colorize it. So I already downloaded the image from here. I just simply went ahead to click download PNG, and I added the image here like so. It also has the style you can choose, and I chose flat coloring. This is just an example of how the image will look like depending on the style that you choose. Then I describe the detail, the color palette, and I'm going to go ahead and hit generate. While that is generating, I headed into Amazon KDP Help Cover Calculator to get my exact dimension for the cover page. So I have the book information, and here is the cover page dimension. Back in Canva, I imputed the dimension, and you can see here I've already created the cover page. And this is the template. The reason why I added the template over it is just so that it can help me with the proper positioning. So we have this here like so, and this is looking really cute actually. And that's one thing I love about this AI tool. Not just is it able to create your coloring image, it's also going to be able to colorize your drawing. Like I said, I've attached link in the description. You want to go check it out. I've attached the cover page here, and I'm going to extend it to the end of the cover. Now for the back cover, I can put in just a normal shape, and I'm going to try to get the color of this and put it here. So what I can do is I go to the color, head over to the color picker, and you can see the color has appeared here just like so. Typically for the back page, I can add some of the coloring images. I'm just going to reduce the transparency just so that I make sure this is well centralized, and so that I'm sure that it's not at the point where the barcode is going to cover the image. So now that I'm sure of that, I can go ahead and just add the author's name here, just like so, after which I've taken out the template. So this is the final coloring book, and we went from research, idea generation, AI testing, failure, to upgrade, to full execution. And honestly, this turned out way better than I expected. This experiment actually showed me something. AI is super powerful for ideas, but in terms of tight, proper execution for these coloring images, it still needs the right tools and structure, just like the AI tool that I used.